And in his final game in Cameron, Coach K takes an L, courtesy of the Tar Heels, 94-81.
From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics, this is Sports Extra.
What an absolute adrenaline rush.
Speaking of rush, please tell me you stormed Franklin Street.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Ellen Campbell.
And I'm Jacob Karabatsis. Let's get right to the highlights of Carolina's biggest men's basketball win of the season so far. Exacting revenge is always sweet, and nothing can top doing so in Coach K's last ever home game. After losing big at home to Duke exactly 1 month prior, UNC went into Cameron Indoor and emphatically flipped the script on the Blue Devils. After weathering foul trouble from Armando Bacot and a 14-0 Duke run, the Heels went into the break down only 2 points thanks to huge buckets from Brady Manick and RJ Davis, including this deep three from Davis to end the half. Carolina found itself down multiple possessions several times in the second half, but fought back with a 19-7 run to take a 5-point lead with less than 8 to play. With big shot after big shot, UNC controlled the game the rest of the way, shooting an amazing 59% from the field, with 4 different players scoring at least 20 points, a first in Carolina history. This emphatic dunk by Armando Bacot sealed the deal for UNC as the Heels spoil Coach K's farewell tour and upset number 4 Duke in Cameron 94-81. Head coach Hubert Davis and his players shared their emotions in the postgame.
One of the things that I desperately wanted, I wanted them to have their own memories, their own testimonies, their own stories of making big shots, being in big moments in a Carolina uniform. They're gathering that now. And so as a coach, that's just really neat to see them have their own experiences, and it's just a lot of fun.
Me and Coach Davis were definitely very emotional just because all I've been through since I've been here, and just to be able to get a signature win like this at a signature moment with Coach Davis and Coach K's court, it was just amazing.
This is the North Carolina experience I came to school to do. It's the experience I want to be a part of. This game is one of the best game I've ever been a part of.
With the Krzyzewski era almost over in Durham, it's time for a look back at how he fared against the Heels during his decades at the helm of the Blue Devils. When the two teams squared off, Duke narrowly took the overall series 50-47, but dominated tournament play 10-4. With a potential matchup later this month, Coach Davis might have a chance to cut into that difference.
Any win against Duke results in Carolina students storming Franklin Street. Our Caden Hunt was in the midst of the mayhem.
After the humiliating loss from Duke, UNC fans and students alike rushed to Franklin Street to celebrate the win. From chanting Tar Heels to Duke sucks, the crowd was absolutely wild. From flares to climbing light poles, the Tar Heels gave Coach K the best retirement plan Carolina could have asked for.
We're back, baby! Let's go! Oh, yes!
What a great way to end the night. I'm Caden Hunt reporting.
A mass of students flooded Franklin Street, decked out in Carolina blue. But they weren't the only ones celebrating the victory. Let's go now to Caitlin Schmidt with reactions from former players. Caitlin?
Well, Ellen, some former Tar Heel legends tapped in on social media about the win on Saturday, and my phone was absolutely blowing up. Let's take a look at what some of them had to say. B-Rob, class of 2020, now a graduate manager, posted a very timely locker room tweet, and as you can see, him in the middle celebrating. And both Kenny Williams and Bryce Johnson chimed in with some memes. This one from Bryce Johnson back in 2016 with him and Cameron. And Kenny Williams responding to Armando's tweet, what they gonna say now? What do you think? And Carolina basketball also had one of its very own and totally not biased live tweeter in class of 2021's Andrew Playtech. He started with this comment about the game, followed by some commentary about his former teammates and the pace of the game, followed by his reaction to the final minutes of the game. All caps, what a ride. Bubble team who? Tar. And, this cat rounded out the night. And this followed by none other than the 2017 Natty champ, Theo Pinson, who caught all of this and the Dukies in flames. Where are the Hubert Davis haters at now? I love the fight. Great day to be a Tar Heel. And, of course, a meme with him in it, which was followed by a little bit of heat that he got on Twitter. Your college career is over. Let it go. He responded with some humor. What an entertaining night. Back to you, Ellen.
Thanks, Caitlin. Those are some fun comments there. So we all know the Heels did what many thought was impossible. Let's find out how they did it. For more on that, we go to basketball analyst Joshua Dolgoff, live in the studio. Joshua.
Against all odds, with everyone counting them out, the Tar Heels shocked the college basketball world by going to Durham and upsetting number 4 Duke with a 13-point victory. Carolina wouldn't have been in this game, though, if not for the play of R.J. Davis, who was the ultimate difference maker on Saturday. He had 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, and absolutely torched Duke's defense as a primary ball handler. Let's break down how Davis took over late in the game to help UNC pull away in the final minutes. Now, Davis did a lot of his damage by operating in the pick and roll. He used this Baycott screen to set up a 2v1 with Mark Williams, and he sees Williams lay off just enough to put up a quick floater to extend the lead back to 5. A couple possessions later, Baycott comes up to set a screen at the top of the key, and we see both Duke defenders go under it. Davis recognizes this and is able to comfortably dribble into a huge pull-up 3 to keep UNC ahead. Still a 4-point game, Davis gets put in an ISO scenario against the bigger but slower Paolo Banchero. Instead of settling for a long jump shot, he decisively jets towards the basket and finishes with the right to make it a 6-point game. And then the basket that puts UNC up for good, Davis goes at Banchero yet again, but Williams comes over from the help side to stop him. But when there's a double team, someone is always open, and Davis knows this as he sees a wide open Brady Manick in the corner. He uses pivot foot to make a great skip pass, and Manick nails the three-pointer to put Carolina up 8 with 2:30 to go. These are the types of plays your point guard needs to make in order to knock off a top 5 team. And Davis's ability to control the tempo on offense towards the end of the game and make the smart play time after time helped UNC finally get its signature win of the season.
Thanks, Joshua. That will definitely go down in Carolina history. But before we let you go, we hear there's some breaking news from the team.
That's right. The ACC announced this morning that Armando Baycott made first-team All-ACC with Leaky Black on the all-defensive team. Also, Brady Manick and Caleb Love were both honorable mentions for the All-ACC team. A huge season for all 4 guys and in some individual hardware. Back to you guys.
The Rams club competed with the Iron Dukes in the 5th Our Blue is Best challenge to see which side could raise the most money for student athletes. Even though Carolina lost the competition, I think we all know which one is the better shade of blue. Cam Johnson, a 2019 Carolina graduate, erupted for a career-high 38 points against the Knicks on Friday night, including the game winner. The Phoenix Suns small forward shot 69% from the floor and 75% from long range. Johnson has been averaging 12.8 points per game while shooting almost 45% from 3. His red-hot Suns have an NBA best 51-12 record. Johnson played 2 seasons under Coach Roy Williams and is the older brother of current heel Puff Johnson.
On Friday, the women's team traveled to Greensboro for the ACC tournament to face Virginia Tech. The Hokies were coming off a 22-point win the night before. Carolina started the game off knocking down triples and took a 6-point lead after the first. Then it was neck and neck until the end of the game. Late in the game, both teams traded bucket after bucket, and guard Deja Kelly could not miss, banging this 3 from the wing and hitting this smooth mid-range jumper. On the last play of regulation, Eva Hodgson buried this buzzer beater to send the game to overtime. However, the Heels would fall in overtime 87-80 and be eliminated from the ACC tournament. Coach Courtney Banghart says this loss could actually help the team move forward.
No, I think we will show them. I think sometimes it's good to just move on, and other times it's good to say, okay, like this is what happened, so that you don't think about what happened, right? This is what happened. This is how we got into this situation, both offensively and defensively. Here was our chance to win it, et cetera. And then make sure that wherever we end up at the NCAA tournament, we have this as an example, right? This as a learning experience.
3 UNC wrestlers advanced to the ACC Championship Finals on Sunday night. Number 4 Austin O'Connor faced NC State's number 7 Ed Scott in the 157 weight class. O'Connor came up short by a 3-2 decision. Number 8 Clay Lout faced Virginia Tech's number 6 Makai Lewis in the 174 weight class. Lout also got edged out 4-2. Number 11 Gavin Kane faced NC State's number 3 Trent Holiday in the 184 weight class. Kane fell 11-0. One Tar Heel finished in 3rd place. Zach Sherman took on Duke's Josh Feinsilver in the 149 weight class match. Sherman came out with a win, 4-1. All of these heels on screen move on to nationals, along with Clay Lout and Gavin Kane, who are also automatic qualifiers.
The weekend of Carolina dubs continued when the women's gymnastics team won against Long Island University on Sunday. The Tar Heels led on bars and floor, as well as matching the Sharks' score in the vault event. Freshman Isabel Schaefer and junior Elizabeth Colton earned career bests on the bars. Colton stuck the landing of her double back dismount and received a 9.95. Number 4 ranked EAGL gymnast Julia Noer won the all-around. Carolina defeated Long Island with ease, and the team will travel to Georgia this weekend to compete against the Bulldogs. On Saturday, 9 UNC swimmers attempted to qualify for the NCAA competitions at the Tar Heels' last chance meet. Lithuanian senior Tomas Songalia stood out with his blazing time in the 200-yard freestyle. Other swimmers included Noah Rudford in the 200 backstroke, Donovan Lehman and Alec Lawless in the 50-yard freestyle. The swimmers are still waiting for the official results from the NCAA.
Carolina divers were also in action this weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. Sophomore diver Aranza Vasquez qualified for the NCAA championships on Sunday. She finished in 1st place on the 1-meter springboard at the NCAA Zone B diving championships. Vasquez also competed at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, representing Mexico. The number 2 ranked women's lacrosse team faced its toughest competition this season on Sunday afternoon against number 6 Northwestern. The Heels had a slow start to the first quarter, trailing 3-2 after 1. Carolina came back strong to start the second, scoring goals like this one by Jamie Ortega. Then with a 6-0 scoring run, the Heels changed the entire complexion of the game in a matter of minutes. This beautiful finish by Scotty Rose Brownie was one of 9 Carolina goals scored in the 4th quarter. The Heels' offensive firepower took advantage of the Wildcats' defensive woes with 5 different players scoring goals. Carolina won 20-9, marking the team's 8th consecutive win against Northwestern. Ortega, fresh off her 2-goal, 3-assist performance, still isn't satisfied.
Probably our first real, our hardest game so far. And, you learn a lot from it. Sometimes you don't really know how good you are until you really test it. And Northwestern has great players. And I think today we really came out and, played great. But there's also a lot of things that we can learn from and fix up and clean up.
Let's send it now to lacrosse analyst Jay Banzit to tell us how the women's team took down a top 6 opponent by 11. Jay?
Ellen, the women's lacrosse team throttled one of the Big Ten's best teams yesterday. And even though Carolina scoring 20 goals always helps, what makes this team so great is its defense. In particular, its goalie, preseason All-America, Taylor Marino. Let's take a look at what made her so good yesterday afternoon. Northwestern is going to get the free position shot. It's going to whiz wide of Marino, but she stays composed. And then Northwestern is going to get the ball right in the primest real estate on the field, right in the middle at the men's lacrosse crease, offside hip save. The hardest save in the sport, makes it look really easy, 30 and white, her best save of the day. Northwestern going to get a really good opportunity off this cut from GLE, going to get a shot. Marino is literally going to sit on the ball to make sure it doesn't get past her. Another great save. And then one of her best of her career. This is a really, really bad situation. You've got 3 heels guarding 1 and a wide open Wildcat. Going to cut right to the goal. Save, though. Marino sees it the whole way, makes a save right in front of her face to lead the Heels to a 11-point win over Northwestern. Marino leads the ACC in save percentage at an even 50%, despite playing 4 ranked teams in her first 7 games this year. She's made 22 saves out of her past 38 shots. That's a 58% mark. That would rank 2nd in the nation if she can keep it up. I will say the grad student studying ad PR here in the Hussman School I might add, is the best goalie in the sport, men's or women's, according to Inside Lacrosse, and is looking to lead Carolina to its first national title since 2016. Ellen?
Jay, last year's team ran the table until the Final Four. What makes you think this year will be any different?
This year's team definitely has less talent across the board, but its three key pieces in Marino, Emma Trenchard, and Jamie Ortega are all more experienced in their final college seasons.
On the men's side, the 8th-ranked UNC men's lacrosse team took on number 20 Denver on Saturday afternoon in a back-and-forth battle that went down to the wire. Carolina scored early with Jacob Kelly and Chris Gray, each tallying 2 goals in the first period to give Carolina a 4-3 lead. Not much changed in the second as UNC and Denver continued to trade goals, but it was Gray and Nikki Solomon who both scored to end the half and give the Tar Heels a slight edge. UNC scored the first 5 goals after halftime to build Carolina's lead to 12-6. While the game looked to be over, Denver came storming back in the fourth, going on an 8-1 run to gain a 16-14 advantage. From there, the Pioneers never scored again, and UNC went on a 3-0 skirt to close out the afternoon with a 17-16 victory.
You know, we were kind of shooting ourselves in the foot multiple times and giving them opportunities, but the resiliency of our group to continue to battle and to make plays and to not panic has been like the biggest thing about this group. We just continue to play.
After being named ACC Offensive Player of the Week last week, graduate attackman Chris Gray scored 6 goals against Denver to add to his National Player of the Year candidacy. When the Heels were down by 1, Gray saved the day with his 100th goal as a Tar Heel to tie the game. His next goal was the game winner with only 1 minute and 19 seconds left. Gray once again led Carolina offensively and led the Heels to the nail-biting win. 5 Tar Heels put their talents on full display at the NFL Combine last week at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. Showcasing his arm strength, Sam Howell had the hardest throw at the Combine, slinging it at 59 miles per hour. And showing off his electrifying speed, Ty Chandler was 3rd fastest running back there with a blazing 4.3840. Offensive linemen Joshua Azudu and Marcus McKeithen also showed off their athleticism in the field drills. The draft is just about a month away and will be held in Las Vegas.
On Friday, the Diamond Heels welcomed the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers to the Bosch in what would be an instant classic. The game was a back-and-forth battle the whole way. Starting pitcher Brandon Schaefer got locked in after 3 innings and ended up going 6 1/3, only giving up 2 runs. However, it all came down to the bottom of the 9th with the Heels trailing by 1. Johnny Castagnazzi tied the game up with a single up the middle. And with the game on the line, sophomore Mac Horvath drove the ball over the shortstop to plate Danny Soretti and give the Diamond Heels a 4-3 walk-off win. In Game 2 on Saturday, the Diamond Heels shut out Coastal Carolina, giving up just 5 hits on the day. Sophomore first baseman Hunter Stokely was able to drive in 2 runs on 2 hits to put the offense in motion for the Heels. Base hits from sophomores Tomas Frick and Mac Horvath added even more to that total, leading the Heels to a 4-0 victory, clinching the series win. Game 3 couldn't be decided in just 9 innings. It was all tied up in the top of the 8th until Angel Zarate threw out this Coastal player at the plate. Well, at least he thought he threw the runner out at the plate, but the play would go on to get reviewed, and they would call it obstruction, overturning the incredible laser, giving the Chanticleers a 3-2 lead. UNC responded immediately in the bottom half of the inning, though, as Alberto Asuna's solo home run to center field tied the game up. As the game entered the bottom of the 10th, Eric Grintz came up for just his 4th at-bat of the season and smacked an RBI single to left field, leading the Heels to a sweep against the Chanticleers.
We can keep it close on the mound. I trust that our offense is going to be able to get it done. And you know, we had a lot of really big 2-out RBIs, and you know that's the make of a good team when you.
UNC softball kicked off the Carolina Classic on Friday against Penn State in a game that slipped away late. The Nittany Lions pitching stifled Carolina's bats before the floodgates opened for the visitors in the 9th. Carolina dropped the opener 12-0. In Game 2 on Saturday, things didn't go much better as the Heels fell once again by run rule, this time to 9-1 against Oregon. In Game 3 on Sunday, the Heels took a 6-run lead with Kiana Pierce scoring 2 with a double to center and Kiana Jones hitting an RBI double for the 5th hit of the first inning. Carolina allowed UConn to come back with a 6-run inning of its own, but Carly Myrtle pitched 2 2/3 innings with a strikeout to win the game 8-7. In the last game of the Carolina Classic Sunday night, Pierce singled to right field, driving in 2 runs and giving the Tar Heels the lead. The first 3 innings were a barn burner with UNC Greensboro leading 6-4. In the 4th and 5th inning, Carolina scored 4 runs, ultimately lifting the Tar Heels to an 8-7 victory. The Tar Heels' next game is Wednesday against ECU in Greenville.
The #1 women's tennis team served up a major win against Virginia Tech on Saturday at the Chapel Hill Tennis Club, moving to 14-0 on the season. The Heels quickly won the doubles point, and in singles, Riley Tran matched the energy, winning in straight sets. Her backhand returned the ball in an intense match, and another backhand return heel helped her return and control the match. Carolina took down the Hokies 7-0. Tran says the crowd at the first outdoor match played a serious role in the Tar Heels' success.
Really positive, a lot of energy out here, from the fans. So I definitely think we brought the Carolina community to our new facility.
On Sunday, the women faced Virginia, and they went on to win the doubles point. Doubles has been the one and only issue for this team, but it was completely different this weekend as they rolled in both doubles games, grabbing the all-important point in both matches. In singles, Fiona Crawley crushed the ball and her opponent to help the team win 4-1. Annika Yarlagata slammed her serves and used extreme power with every shot. Riley Tran did the same and shined in her victory as well. The women's team looks to extend its 15-0 record on Friday when they face Syracuse in Chapel Hill.
The men's tennis team started ACC play on Friday, hosting Virginia Tech in the Chapel Hill Tennis Club. The Heels didn't get off to the best start, dropping the doubles point. However, things would turn around. Brian Cernock, Ben Sigwin, and Matt Kiger all won in straight sets to get the Heels back on track. Logan Zapp took care of business with shots like this beautiful slice and was able to secure Carolina's dub to break the Heels' 3-match losing streak. On Sunday, Carolina faced Virginia. The Cavaliers took the doubles point. Carolina was able to make a strong effort in the singles with senior Brian Cernock and junior Anuj Watane winning in straight sets. The Heels weren't able to keep up with the Cavaliers though, losing 4-2. Carolina will travel to Miami for a match on Friday.
After practicing virtually for the entirety of the 2020-2021 school year, one UNC dance team is back and better than ever. Reporter Emily Schmidt has more.
Bhangra Elite, a South Asian dance group at Carolina, held its first in-person practice since the start of the pandemic in August. The team has always been a huge source of community for its members. Senior Hamali Patel said she was thrilled to finally be reunited with her second family.
Bhangra originates from Punjab, and a lot of us aren't even from that area. We're from different parts of India, and so it's really cool to see how even though we're from different areas, we have different cultures. This one little thing, again, brought us together.
The team's skills were put to the test at the East Coast Showdown in February, Bhangra Elite's first in-person competition in 2 years. Though 8 of the 13 dancers that performed were new to competition, the team won first place. Senior Arpita Das won Best Female Dancer.
I've been doing dance since freshman year, and it has kind of taken up my entire life at this point. I definitely did not expect it, but I'm glad that my passion for dance showed on the stage.
The team's return to stage did not stop there. Soon after, they were asked to perform at halftime in the Dean Dome.
Everyone knows UNC basketball. The fact that they reached out and wanted to see us dance was amazing.
The Wednesday after the performance, Patel woke up to see several messages in the team group chat. The team's feature, with a picture of Patel, was on the front page of the Daily Tar Heel.
And I just saw my face, and they were sending pictures oh my God, it's us, it's you. So I was oh, this is so much fun. I just woke up to that fun surprise.
Both Patel and Das are amazed by the recent support of the Carolina community.
A lot of the times people don't know what Bhangra is. So it's so cool that now people they'll see us wearing our gear or anything and just recognize us. And it's awesome.
Back and better than ever. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
While students climbed telephone poles on Saturday, UNC was busy climbing the latest bracketology rankings.
That's right. ESPN has UNC listed as an 8 seed. But remember, Jacob, what comes after K?
An L.
That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Friday with a preview of another big weekend in Carolina athletics.